7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Is she satisfied or dissatisfied? She is just a customer, just like everyone else. Like always, giving it to you raw and unedited. Over to you, the short one.
Oh my gosh, I'm literally dying. Who invented the cold? Who the hell invented the cold? I've been suffering. I mean, how much mucus can a human body project out of nose, mouth, whatever? I mean, ears blocked, taste buds all over the place, sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up, even with an insomnia problem, just kill me now. I mean, literally. Anyway, so while I've just dragged my weary carcass to just do this podcast while I'm at my deathbed, see how committed I am. So this podcast this week might involve a lot of sniffing, like, for example, like that, or I don't know what other noises, but it might be a disgusting one. For some people, it might be like, oh, that sounds kind of cute. But I'm suffering. So let's go. Let's start it today. Right. So thank you for tuning in on whatever platform you're using. This week has been very limited, but it's going to be inspired by thoughts as well as things that have actually happened. But the other day I went to my GP and I got a paper prescription, because normally my prescriptions are sent over to Boots electronically. But this time I was like, you know what? Give me a paper one, because I want to go to a different pharmacy. It's like a small independent one just next door to my GP. And went in there and said, it'll be ready in 5 minutes. And I thought, 5 minutes. And it was, in terms of like people in there was quite a few people in there. So I thought the wait will probably be about 10, 15, 20 minutes, 3 days, 3 years, 3 centuries. I've no idea, whatever. But she had 5 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. So I sat down and, because I was on the phone anyway. But before I knew it, they were calling me and it was like so quick. I thought to myself, do you know what? Do I really need Boots in my life? I mean, for podcast purposes, Boots is brilliant to have in my life. But with this pharmacy, it was just so much quicker. And they looked like the kind of people who would call me by name, because they would know my name. They probably remembered my name from my first prescription, and they would call me by name. And if they saw me in the street, they'd be like, hey, how are you? You know, blah, 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 blah. You know, how's the day? How have you been? Da, 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 da. You're standing there talking in the street with somebody who knows your condition, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is a bit embarrassing. But yes, I'm in 2 minds right now of, I sound so nasally. It's awful. I'm in 2 minds right now of whether to switch. But then for podcast purposes, Boots has got the juiciest stories. But who knows? Maybe the smaller one might have juicy stories. I don't know. But yeah. So shout out to the pharmacy, but I've forgotten it's the pharmacy's name. The name of the pharmacy. Because I was a bit ill that day, so I didn't have time to sort of look and take notes of names and stuff. But it was very quick service and everything, and I thought, okay, Boots, you've been shamed. You got a lot to learn from this one. So, last Wednesday, I was literally bedridden. I woke up unable to breathe. I woke up thinking, wait a minute, where's my oxygen? Where's my carbon dioxide? Carbon, what the hell's carbon? My carbon. Where's my CO2? I can't breathe. The next minute was like, oh my gosh, my throat is sore. And I thought, shit, the short one is dying. I've got a cold. Bedridden, feeling sorry for myself, even thinking to myself, you know, should I write a will? Or maybe I should have thought of doing that before. And I didn't even have any medication at that point. So it was literally in the hands of the universe of whether I would make it through that day. But my ears were blocked. My ears are blocking right now as I'm talking. But I can't yawn it out. Hang on. So I can't yawn it out. My ears get blocked, but I can't yawn it out. So I can't make them pop. It's so annoying. Seriously, I'm suffering. Oh gosh, it sounds disgusting, but if I was to blow my nose, because again, my podcasts are raw and unedited. So if I blow my nose, I have to put it on pause. Or you'll just have to hear me blow my nose, which I think is disgusting because I hate it. Like when you're on a train or a bus and someone's got a cold and they're blowing their nose in a tissue, you could literally hear the mucus coming. I was never good at biology, but let's just say coming from the whatever and all the way down their nostril and hitting, like literally hitting the tissue or the hanky or the sleeve, whatever they're using. And I find that a very disgusting sound, even though it's human nature. Like we all have runny noses, but I'd rather the whole thing, you know, when you sort of, oh gosh, that was disgusting. You know what I've just gulped. This is the most disgusting podcast ever. Oh gosh, I'm dying. But yeah, so I'm not going to blow. I'm literally just going to sniff it in, deal with it, or just stop listening to it. I don't know. Right now, I don't care about anything. Don't care about anything at all. So I want to talk about parking. So I was given an appointment. I was given a last minute appointment at the hospital, St. Albans Hospital, last minute only because someone had made a cancellation. And and it was like a 9:30 appointment, and it was like too early for me. Like 9:30 in the morning, so early. Such a hard life, right? So I left the flat, got into the car, poodled along, and I kept looking at the clock on the time. I thought, oh shit, I have literally like 4 minutes to get from A to B. But lucky enough, I just got the parking at 9:29. Don't ask me how, because I do remember there were red lights I had to stop at. Don't ask me how, but I managed to get there at 9:29. And this was like day 2 of my cold. But because it was early in the morning, I'd done my whole blowing of the nose and all that kind of stuff, you know, in the morning, like, you know, after having my shower, everything. So as soon as I hit the outside, I was feeling great. I was feeling fantastic. I even thought that my cold had been cured by morning daylight. So I was fine. Anyway, paid for my 1 hour parking. You see, it's really weird because I'd normally pay for 2 hours parking at the hospital because, you know, you're never seen on time. and you never know how long you're going to be with a consultant or something. So sometimes you kind of think, should I pay for 2 hours? But I thought, you know what? I'm going to be a ninja today because I'm feeling fabulous and fantastic. My cold is gone. I'm not going to pay for 1 hour. Which was fine. So, got my little pay by phone app, paid for 1 hour, all done. Went into the hospital. I was literally sitting in the waiting area for, 30 seconds, and then my name got called. And I thought, shit, NHS is amazing. I've always thought NHS has always been amazing, but this was like amazeballs, this was. I was in the waiting room for 30 seconds before they called me. Went and sat down with the consultant, blah, 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 yada, 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 mind your own business while I was there. And then he said to me, we need you to do a blood test. And I was like, shit. Anyone that knows me knows I don't like needles. And I try to avoid needling anytime I can. But I know that when they say you need a blood test, you've got to do it. But I wasn't mentally prepared because normally if I have a blood test at my GP surgery, it's a separate appointment. So I can psych myself up, do breathing exercises, pray to every single God any God that's listening to me, no particular one. I don't like to pick one out from the crowd. Even the devil sometimes, because, the devil can help sometimes, I guess. But literally, I just thought, shit. He means now. And I said to him, I go, do you mean now? Like the blood test, I have to go around the corner to get the blood. He's like, yeah, you gotta do it now. It's better if you do it now whilst you're here. You don't want to go home and then you come back another day and all this kind of oh, fuck. So, as I'm leaving his room holding my blood papers, I'll call them blood papers. There was no blood on the papers. It was just, whatever the phlebotomist had to, read and stuff. So I literally held it and I walked out thinking, oh, gosh. I really thought I was going to hell. And I thought, oh, I'm not ready for this. So got to the blood test place. And as soon as you get to the blood test area, the waiting room, everyone looks so miserable. Everyone just looks I don't want to say it because it sounds bad, but it's like they're waiting to die. But they weren't dying, but you know what I mean? They weren't hooked up to tanks and incubating machines or, I don't know, gas machines, whatever, the oxygen machine. They weren't like that at all. But they just looked so miserable. And I kind of thought to myself, oh, I'm one to talk. I bet I don't look like bloody Naomi Campbell right now. So looked at the number for what number was available, what number had been called in. I think it was 82. So I went and got my ticket and it said 18. I thought, fuck. Shoot me now. Now, I'm not good at maths, but whatever. I had that many people in front of me. And I plonked myself onto the chair and sort of slumped myself into a position that was not ladylike. But it's all right, I was wearing leggings. And then I realised at one point that I must look like all these people. They must be feeling the same way, oh, we've got to wait for so long for so many people, blah, 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 blah. So I was there playing with my phone, as you do, and, flicking through Facebook and flicking through Twitter, going through my Sky News app, then going through the Sun app, then just looking at apps, any old apps, and then going into the Google Play Store to see what other apps, useless apps that I can install on my phone that I'll never ever end up using. And then I thought, fuck, the parking. Right, okay, this is how it happened. My eyeballs quickly levitated, looked up, and suddenly it was 99. number 99 had been called in. And I thought, that's long, quick, I'm not sure, blah, 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 blah. But the way that goes with the numbers, it's like number 82. Then there's like a gap for like forever. Then it's like number 83, 84, 85. Then there's like another long gap. Number 86. So it's like literally like one person goes in, then three, then two, then one. It's like shit. So anyway, then I looked on my pay by now parking app thing, and I saw that I had like 9 minutes left, and I spent 7 minutes, literally 7 minutes, like contemplating. Do I spend the £2.30 more just for an extra hour? But knowing my luck, if I did that, then my number would be called. And I just spent a whole 7 minutes like just literally panicking, going through anxiety attacks, everything. And then I was like toying with the idea, and it's like, you want to extend the timing? I'm thinking, shit, yes, no, I can do this. Yes, no. And I think I'm thinking, I got a little car. What's the likelihood of somebody actually putting a ticket on my car? Would there be like a real bastard or a bitch that would be like, oh, look, they're 30 seconds over their time. Let's slam them with a parking ticket, or let's tow their car away because they were like 30 seconds over. I just kept thinking, geez, I wanted to literally sell, like to trade, to say the number 100 or number 1, I will buy your ticket for like 50p. I was literally wanting to do that because I was just thinking, can you do that? Are we allowed, because there is no signs. The only signs there that says, wash your hands or don't use your mobile. We all use our mobiles. And all that kind of stuff. But nothing says you can't trade, right? Or you can't buy or sell your place. And I kept thinking, 50p, I'm sure somebody will like do it for 50p. No? Would I do it for 50p? Would I? Was a little tuck shop across, so 50p could probably buy me, I don't know, a pack of tissues. Because the bit I forgot to mention was whilst one was waiting for the ticket number to be called, one's nose decided to let rip, and literally there was dripping everywhere, and I was going like everyone I think was thinking, shit, this person has Ebola or Aussie flu or whatever it is, or that Russian agent, that Russian agent, whatever it's called thing, because literally I was like, oh gosh, I've got no tissue. And I had to do that thing where you hold one nostril down and then literally inhale and then hold the other nostril down, and like when you're in that situation of a cold, when you're at that level, you don't think to yourself, I've got to be ladylike, or I've got to be considerate of others. No, you can't think like that. You got to think for yourself. And myself was, I don't want mucus hanging from my nose, because when it gets dry, it's going to get crusty, and there's no one around, 'cause I'm on my own, there's no one around that would say to him, excuse me, miss, but your nose is crusty. Do you know what I mean? So I had to deal with it myself. So there I am, sniffing like as if I'm on cocaine, and sniffing each nostril like, oh gosh. And then suddenly, bing, my number's up. And I'm thinking, great, looked at my app, and I had 1 minute left. 1 minute. And I thought, shit, minute, 60 seconds. Woo, I know maths. But then I was thinking, when did that minute happen? I may not be on 60 seconds. I might be on 30 seconds right now. Who knows? Now, normally, anyone that's taking my blood, I have to give them a disclaimer. I always say to them, look, I'm scared of needles, which I am. I'm scared of needles, and what I need to do is to put my MP3 player on. Yes, I'm still rocking an MP3 player. And I listen to some music, and don't tap my hand and get my attention and say, oh, I'm going to do this. I don't need to know what you're doing. I don't need to see what you're doing. Just now tell me where to place my hand. Because once I push play, that's it. There's no need for communication from either party, which includes to say, I've hit the wrong vein, there's blood bursting out. We don't need to have conversation. There is no need for communication because you will be qualified to get the right vein. So it's not going to be like a horror film, you know. And I also say to them, and I swear, I tend to not scream, I just swear very loudly. And all nurses and phlebotomists are like, don't worry, we've heard it all, blah, 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 blah. But this time it was different because I was on a countdown because I was worried about my parking. So when number was called, I started getting like, you know, taking my coat off as soon as I got off the seating area. It looked like I was going to go stripping or something. I started taking my coat off. Like, the nurse acknowledged me. I thought, okay, that's her that's going to do it. And I'm sitting down. I'm talking to her really fast. I'm saying to her, look, my parking is about to expire. I'm frightened of needles. I'm going to swear. I'm going to put my MP3 player on. But the most important thing is that I don't want to get a ticket. I don't want to get a ticket. So you're going to get my vein first time round, because only on a few occasions I couldn't find my vein. Don't know why. But I was like, we're racing against parking. We're racing against parking. So there's my arm. Where's the pillow? Give me something to squeeze. We're done. This nurse, let me say, she was laughing all throughout. But I was ignoring that because to me, I was thinking, I'm not going to get my car towed or to get a fine. That's all I kept thinking because that's all I needed to ruin my life. And she did the injection thing and I did scream and I invented a swear word. I can't remember what it was now, but I invented a swear word because it was quite loud as well. And she was putting the plaster thing, whatever. And, as she was telling me, don't carry heavy stuff, I was at the door. And then that's when all I can say, whoever was coming from the opposite direction, so you could see me leaving. I am so sorry for the scene you saw because basically I had my coat on, half off, and I was running. Now, anyone that knows me knows what I looked like. Like, imagine me running, boobs flapping everywhere, mucus. I had no control of mucus function, so that was all dripping everywhere. And I was literally running. Not Mo Farah, not Usain Bolt, or the guy that beat Usain Bolt. I was faster than that. Because what I kept thinking was, shit. My parking. And I'm surprised that no hospital attendant was like, oh gosh, someone's escaped from the psychiatric unit. I'm surprised no one stopped me because I was literally looking like someone that would come from there. But no one did. But got to my car, everything was fine. So I saw my car, I was like, oh, brilliant. Got in my car, drove off, before that, obviously got to my tissues, blew my nose, like, it was the best blowing ever. Blew my nose, that's all clear. My ears couldn't pop, they were blocked, nothing I could do about that, didn't give a shit. Put it on Heart FM, blared out the music, drove back home, and it was great. So got home, and as soon as I got home, what happens? My cold comes back full force. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe in. There was nothing to breathe in. My nose was completely blocked. I tried everything. Nothing was happening. Headache was starting to happen. Ears were getting blocked and more blocked. Let's use a new word. Blocker and blocker. My ears were getting blocker and blocker. My nose was getting blocker and blocker. My throat was feeling so sore. And I thought, oh shit, I have to go back out again. I need to get some meds. had to get changed again, because by this time I'd got unchanged into my nightie, because I thought I'm going to just go in a fetal position in my bed and just sleep it off. And I had to get dressed up again. And then, weird thing again, as soon as I came out, within about 5 steps of walking, I was fine. So, went to the shops, again, completely forgot about my cold. And then, before I carry on, let's go for a break. So, don't forget to on the website, www.iamjustacustomer.com. On Twitter, I'm just a customer. On Facebook, I am just a customer. And on Instagram, I am just a customer. Remember, wherever you're listening to this, share it. Share it like influenza. Like someone's giving me a cold somewhere. I've probably given someone else my cold. That's sharing. Okay, so share it with everyone. So anyone and everyone, but bear in mind there is swear words on this. And don't share it to my mom, please. But yes, so if you're listening on iTunes, subscribe, iTunes, Stitcher, all the rest of it, wherever you're doing it. If you can subscribe to it. If you can share it, share it. See, this is not a secret. This is not a little dirty secret. I am not your dirty little secret. Okay? I will not keep that secret. I will tell everybody about me and you. But yeah, so share it if you can. Maybe not this podcast, especially don't say to people, listen to this one. Just listen to this one as your first one, because this is it's not a really good advert, this one, because, this is a kind of, I'm feeling comfortable because I don't know what number podcast this is, but I'm feeling comfortable that I can be as disgusting as this with you. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so going back. So, went to Superdrug. I couldn't be asked to go to Boots because Boots is so long. You've got to go through that whole perfumery bit. And I didn't want to go through perfumery bit, especially with the cold and everything. And then you'd go to the back of the store and then you start looking at all these 100 million cold and flu stuff. So I thought, let me just go to Superdrug. Went to Superdrug and say to the guy, look, I got cold. So he helped me. He was great. He was fantastic. Gave me the tablets, that nasal thing that you pump up your nose. And I got some ibuprofen as well. Just like to be, fully kitted out and everything. And so I felt great. As soon as I paid for my stuff, it was quite funny. As soon as I paid for my stuff, I got the nasal thing and started sticking out my nose and pressing it. I completely forgot when it hits the back of your throat. And I was just like, but I didn't care. It's my nose, whatever. But at least I could breathe again. But as I was heading out the store, what the fuck? Where did that rain come from? It was proper rain. Not spitting. It was just the heavens opened. And it was rain. And I thought, oh shit. Had to put my hood up. So again, I looked like the Sasquatch. Sasquatch, I think that's what you say. The abdominal snowman, the Yeti, whatever. I looked like that. But then I thought, okay, let me just quickly go to Tesco's and just stock up. Because I know I'm not going to leave my flat for a while because I'm dying. So I went to Tesco, did my bits and bobs. Can't be asked to batter Tesco. I can't even remember. I have nothing to say. I don't care. Didn't give a shit. See, I'm ill. I don't really care. Didn't take anything into detail. But, got all my stuff and then, came home and then passed out on my bed and, that was it. And then I thought maybe it was all a bad dream, but it's not, because when I woke up again, I couldn't breathe still. But, so, I bought ginger beer from Tesco. Because something about ginger beer, I've always wondered, is it medicinal? because for some reason, like whenever I get a stomach upset, or if I'm feeling nauseous, or if I'm in a vomiting mood, ginger beer always tends to not cure me, but makes me feel a little bit better. But I stopped from a lot of ginger beer, but it didn't work this time because I'm still ill. So it didn't really work. But yeah, so nothing much really. Just feeling ill. No one really cares about me being ill. I've told a lot of people that I'm ill. No one really cares. But doesn't matter. It's all right. I'm the short one. The short one strives on. I don't need people to care. It would be nice, but I don't need people to care about me. It's all good. It's all good. Just as long as I remember to have a shower, because sometimes I wake up in like a sweat, and especially like, you know, when you pass out during the day and it's like some deep sleep and you wake up but you sweat because you've left the electric blanket on. And I always think, geez, I need to have a shower because I'm starting to like probably smell like Julian Assange, you know. I don't want to smell like Julian Assange right now. I need to go and have a shower. So, yeah. So normally I'm having, this cold is quite good because I tend to have 2 or 3 showers in one day because I just don't want to stink, especially when I know I've been sweating. So on that note, don't forget to look at the website, www.iamjustacustomer. I really can't be bothered to go through all the social medias. So it's all the same name of I Am Just a Customer, except for Twitter, which is I'm Just a Customer. Share it. Do all the rest with it. And hopefully, if I'm alive this time next week, you'll get another podcast. But tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everyone to listen out for the short one at I Am Just a Customer, out every Wednesday. Okay, love, peace, and hair grease. Bye.
Oh, this you crazy mother.